We are underway here, folks. I would suggest pregnant women and those with heart trouble step out of the room for this one. Kyle O'Reilly versus Cedric Alexander. A quick show of respect, and that'll be the end of it, because from here, folks, these two are going to try to beat the crap out of each other.
Two men with very similar styles. Cedric Alexander, very high velocity, uses a lot of kicks, as he's known as kick to kill for a reason. Kyle O'Reilly, trainee, has marks of Davey Richards all over him. I would call him an acrobatic grappler. I hope we get to see him pull off that double underhook suplex into the double arm DDT that he does so beautifully.
These guys can do it all. They can grapple, they can strike, they can fly through the air, whatever it takes to get the victory. Kyle O'Reilly and Cedric Alexander can get it done, and this is going to be a very even matchup.
Absolutely. Well, as we discussed in the open, Kyle O'Reilly seems to have the edge on Cedric Alexander. Though this is Kyle O'Reilly's first run here in PWX, these two men are no strangers to each other. In fact, head-to-head, Kyle O'Reilly has the edge against Cedric Alexander 2-0.
Both of these men accomplished tag team wrestlers in Ring of Honor. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, current Ring of Honor tag team champions. As we see this, Cedric Alexander teaming with longtime partner Caprice Colton there, CNC Wrestle Factory.
Still my favorite name in all of tag team wrestling, actually.
So these two guys are absolutely no stranger to each other, seeing each other in the locker room, seeing each other in the ring at least twice, as you mentioned. Kyle O'Reilly 2-0 against Cedric Alexander right now. And you mentioned Cedric has had some troubles over the past few months. He was successful, becoming our first ever Innovative Television champion just back in March, but then just a couple of weeks later in April 13th, up in Virginia, South Boston, Virginia, drops that ITV title in his first defense to Chip Day.
Indeed, and ever since then, it seems to have been all downhill from there. As we saw last month at Enemy Territory, Cedric Alexander and Caleb Conley, the reuniting of Team 704, going up against the legendary Briscoe brothers, losing effort, and many people believe, if you watch the match, I know you watched the match, Chris Shore, it seemed at the end of it there was some miscommunications, which led to 704 going down.
Well, I mean, when you're in the ring with a team that likes the Briscoe brothers, it's easy to have miscommunication. I mean, they are, seven-time Ring of Honor tag team champions, seven-time Ring of Honor tag team champions. And of course, Jay Briscoe, current Ring of Honor world champion. I mean, when you're in there with that level of talent, it's easy. One mistake. That's all it takes, one mistake, and a team like that's going to put you away. Yes, miscommunication, but wow, look at what you were up against.
Yeah, that's exactly what Caleb Conley said. He echoed your sentiments on the update disc last week. And Caleb Conley, of course, in our main event tonight, but Cedric Alexander center stage right now and getting Kyle O'Reilly tied up like a pretzel right now.
And you see the technical skills of both these men, the chain wrestling they've been through over the past few minutes, feeling each other out. And now look at Kyle O'Reilly getting stretched up here, twisted up tightly by Cedric Alexander. And then again, we see O'Reilly's technical ability, able to get out of that painful hold. Of course, not able to get past that shoulder tackle.
Yeah, very difficult. I mean, Cedric Alexander, his body is getting broader and broader by the month. I think he told me he was up to about 220 right now. And when I first met this man, he was 215. He is bulking up big time.
Another text from Steve Carino here. Says he'll be here in a minute. He's got to take a shower.
He's got to take a shower?
Yeah.
What, is he at the hotel still?
Who knows with Carino?
I stopped trying to understand that man back in 2003.
We will endeavor to trudge on without him here. Chris Shore with Craig Veltri. We are seeing Cedric Alexander versus Kyle O'Reilly. Look at this. Test of strength here and leverage.
Surprisingly, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly, I think he's giving up about 15, 20 pounds to Cedric Alexander, and he was winning the test of strength. Amazing ability to get leverage, I guess.
Look, he had that arm twisted around and kicked it away, putting a lot of extra torque on that shoulder. You could dislocate a shoulder that way, and O'Reilly wisely stays on the arm.
Wrong guy to be in the ring with a busted arm, as is Davey Richards is. I mean, he has that cross arm breaker in his arsenal, but Cedric Alexander has that agility in his.
That is the explosiveness of Cedric Alexander that you cannot prepare for. Just like that, a flying drop kick drops Kyle O'Reilly in a quick cover here, just a 1 count. Instantaneously, we go from Kyle O'Reilly working over that arm to Kyle O'Reilly looking up at the lights.
Cedric Alexander trying very quickly to become the aggressor. In fact, that's a role that he's really assumed in the last year. I asked him point blank at Rise of the Champions back in February, has this guy changed? He admitted, yes, he is changing. He is becoming more aggressive. He is more assertive in his matches. You see it there. You see it in all the matches leading up to this very one, and you've seen it very much in the early going.
And a drop kick there to the leg by Cedric on Kyle O'Reilly. And don't be confused. You said that Kyle O'Reilly's the wrong guy in the ring with a hurt arm. Cedric Alexander can pick you apart a piece at a time too.
That's true. That's true. Although he is known more for that high velocity
Explosive
style
offense. Yes.
Yeah, indeed. And he tries, and usually that's what he uses to put away. Though it doesn't seem that way right now. Well, he can't really do much right now. Putting Kyle O'Reilly. It looks like both of them have leg locks locked on each other.
Oh, it's like almost like a double Achilles lock. Both guys wrenching back on the other's leg. And now a break by Kyle O'Reilly. Probably a smart move there. Well, these two guys. Of course, you mentioned Kyle O'Reilly, a student of Davey Richards, who we will see later tonight.
Absolutely.
When he faces PWX champion Caleb Conley, the longtime tag team partner of Cedric Alexander. So both of our singles matches tonight tied in together, considering the relationships between the four men in them.
I mean, it's very apropos. You're absolutely right. And Kyle O'Reilly almost went down with a pinfall in that modified figure four, it looks like. Down again he goes. But Cedric Alexander, I think I stated it very much. Caleb Conley, when he was on the show last week, the update desk, I should say, he stated many times that both these men do have very similar styles, and it's amazing how great that scouting report has been, because you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm more used to seeing Cedric Alexander be explosive, being, just going right for that COD, that concussion on delivery drop kick. But then again, you will see Kyle O'Reilly, on the other hand, being more explosive. It's amazing how these guys are yin and yang in their styles just to combat each other.
Oh, and look, Cedric Alexander being smart here, working on the wheel of Kyle O'Reilly. So much of O'Reilly's offense depends upon him starting from a vertical base and twisting his body to wrap up his opponents in various holds and moves.
Absolutely.
And if O'Reilly cannot stand...
I'm amazed Cedric Alexander could stand after that match. He's not standing now.
Oh, and now look at this. We've got a hurt leg on O'Reilly, a hurt arm for Cedric. Both guys wounded here. One wing, one wheel. Who do you think's got an advantage in a situation like that? The guy with the hurt arm or the guy with the hurt leg?
I would go with the hurt leg. I mean, it is the bigger of the two limbs, and it is the one where you put most of your weight on. I think, honestly, if you ask any weightlifter what day they prefer the arms over the leg, not just because they see the arms more, but because you still got to walk on your legs.
And that's what I was talking about there. The offense of Kyle O'Reilly, starting from that vertical base and then twisting his body around and his opponents into some sort of bizarre, just pretzel-like hold, and Cedric Alexander having no choice but to stick his foot out, and Kyle O'Reilly screwed in so tight, had to get the ref to help him break the hold.
that I find almost bizarre, and I'm almost in kind of disbelief on that one. But Kyle O'Reilly says that the move is over, the match continues.
Oh, quick roll up there from Cedric, only a 2 count. Now back to the arm is Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, drops him down into the shoulder.
Hyperextending that shoulder. I think that shoulder got right into the canvas and going for the pin. I'm surprised he didn't go for submission instead. That 2 count is proof of that.
We see the legacy of the Charlotte area wrestling right here. Both of these guys picking a piece of the body and going after it, a la the Andersons, longtime tag team here in the Crockett area of Charlotte, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Well, it also is the Canadian tradition as well. Kyle O'Reilly, as well noted in introduction here, from British Columbia. I mean, the Hart tradition is really predicated on taking apart an opponent. You see it with Bret Hart and Owen Hart's sharpshooter, and so many of the holds that Stu Hart used to teach involved focusing in on one body part.
O'Reilly trying to get some feeling back in that leg, wiggling it out while he continues to work on that arm, that shoulder of Cedric Alexander. I've noticed before scars on the shoulder of Cedric, that left shoulder of his. I don't know if it's from a prior surgery or just another injury, but you have to think O'Reilly saw those scars himself and figured that was the shoulder I should go after.
Well, I don't know the history of that scar, but I mean But then again, that is the MO of a Davey Richards trainee. We'll discuss that later on. And there's a move right out of Davey Richards' arsenal. He always seems, I've noticed this about Davey Richards' matches. He always seems to go after the right, but actually the left arm.
Oh, and Cedric's in trouble here. Kyle O'Reilly wrenching that arm bar back, putting serious pressure on the shoulder. Cedric had to wiggle around as fast as possible to make his way to the ropes to stop that. And he's hurt. Look at the way he's cradling that arm. I have had my shoulder dislocated one time before, and that's very similar to how you cradle it when you're trying to protect it.
But it should make it easier to get out of straitjackets, right?
It can. Oh. I don't think he's in a straitjacket now.
I'm sure.
Cedric Alexander, I'm sure he'd rather be.
Yes.
As once again, O'Reilly staying focused on that arm. Picks him up, hammerlock, drops it down, backbreaker with that hammerlock in. And O'Reilly is picking Cedric apart. And you got to think, no matter who wins this match, Cedric Alexander might be done from a left arm injury.
I sincerely hope not. It'd be sorely missed from any card that he's involved in. But Kyle O'Reilly is a story right now, an impressive debut here at A Hunt for Gold. I mean, I've seen what this guy can do on TV. You got to see this guy live to believe what he's capable of.
And maybe a mistake by O'Reilly. They're working on that left arm. Like I said, I know there's a scar on it. But Alexander right-handed and uses that right hand to create just enough distance to hit that kick. And just like that, referee Mitch Blaylock making the standing 10 count.
It looks like Cedric Alexander's the one who's coming to a stir the most. But then again, you're talking about the leg issue. I mean, can Kyle O'Reilly stand up on that leg to break the 10 count?
Cedric now wiggling that arm, trying to get some feeling back into it like Kyle O'Reilly was with the leg earlier.
Listen to this crowd, sure. They are evenly divided between these two guys.
Cedric with a big backhand chop there. And now the kick. Yeah, you would think this would be his hometown. He got a great pop when he came out.
Yes.
But now it looks like Kyle O'Reilly has won some of these fans over. We're split about down the middle.
Oh, look at this. Fireman's carry. What do you see here?
Oh, into the roll. Watch out here. Cedric Alexander. Springboard moonsault, 2 and no.
Split the legs, beautifully done, great execution. I would not have been at all unsatisfied if that's how this match ended.
Cedric Alexander very close there with that split-legged moonsault. Kyle O'Reilly able to escape the pinfall attempt. And now look out here. We saw this break Adam Page's nose just a month ago. I thought it was going to be that COD.
Psych.
That concussion on delivery, but now, Cedric with a mistake there, yelling at the fans.
And a mistake not going for that concussion on delivery. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly was prone to it. He was practically motionless in the corner, but, well, and now.
Oh, and O'Reilly, he's got him twisted up. He's got that arm twisted up.
Hate to say I told you so, but I told you so, Cedric.
Cedric Alexander in the middle of the ring. He is in trouble. O'Reilly putting all his weight down on the shoulder. But Alexander's power, look at that! And a bridge to no! How close was Cedric Alexander to the surprise victory right there?
Again, explosive is the word of the day when you want to discuss Cedric Alexander, just out of nowhere, powering through that arm hold and then managing to get a suplex pinning combination. Amazing.
Kyle O'Reilly and Cedric Alexander have left it all in the ring. But this match continues. Neither man has been able to put the other away here.
Talk about the hearts on these guys.
I think Cedric might have thought about whipping there, but O'Reilly holds on. That arm, we see how much it's hurting him.
And I guess there is some method to the madness working on that left arm. It seems to be the one that Cedric Alexander, and most wrestlers it seems to favor when executing something as simple as an Irish whip.
And now Alexander able to do it. He went charging in. Oh, chin buster.
Beautiful.
Oh, and a kick to the chest. What's O'Reilly got planned here? Superman punch.
Oh my, look out below! And I thought the concussion kick was devastating.
Oh, and now he's got him over the cross arm breaker. Cedric Alexander's in the middle of the ring. That cross arm breaker. He may have to tap here. He may have to tap here.
I don't think he will tap. I mean, Mitch Blaylock, our referee, in perfect position to see if Cedric Alexander can do it. Oh, look, he rolls him up!
He got him up here. No.
That'll break a hold.
Oh, and now trading those back kicks.
Oh, I thought Cedric was going to go for that brain buster to no avail.
What a stiff knee to the forehead. Look at this.
Oh,
Cedric twists his body over sunset flip and hooks him. Small package. 1, 2, no.
Oh, my. He was going for a figure four, I swear to God.
Oh, and O'Reilly fired up here. Alexander had it well scouted, hits him with that Pele kick. Both men are down.
Unbelievable. I mean, these guys still seem to have enough left in the tank. And listen to this crowd chanting, this is awesome. Indeed, I agree.
You've heard of flurries of offense? That was an avalanche of offense, folks. Both guys throwing everything they had at each other. And look now, both men down as our referee makes 7.
That was an apocalypse of offense, sure. Are you kidding me?
Referee at 9 as both men make their feet. That shows you the type of war this has been. We reset this, Craig. Cedric and Kyle standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring.
And notice what they're going after. O'Reilly after the left arm of Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander going after the the left leg of Kyle O'Reilly, and they're trading blows to that limb that they've been attacking all matchup long.
Look at them. They just have to stop and walk away. The pain both men have put the other through is unbelievable here. God, I might sleep hurt tonight just from watching this.
Oh, my God. I don't think I'm going to sleep at all after watching this. This is unbelievable.
Uh-oh! And O'Reilly suckered Alexander in on a handshake.
Oh!
But Alexander right there with that drop kick.
Right to the head.
Oh, and O'Reilly right there with a knee. Look out!
Climbs the ropes with that tornado DDT.
And rolls through. Cedric, no brain buster! Brain buster! 1, 2, 3!
Yes!
Oh my God, what a match!
Corky Franks make it official.
Your winning contest, Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander finally gets one back on Kyle O'Reilly. Good God, Craig, what a match.
I said in my forecast column last week that Cedric Alexander needs to win this match. I didn't think he would. I'm happy to be wrong. Amazing match. Fans standing on their feet here at Tremont Music Hall. Wow, Cedric Alexander, what more can you say?
A standing ovation for the two men in the ring, and they deserve it, folks. A clinic tonight in independent wrestling from Cedric Alexander and Kyle O'Reilly. And you got to believe that this victory makes up for that loss of that ITV title, and a great show of respect there from both men.
I should think that Cedric Alexander would be back in contention now for the PWX title somewhere down the road over such a capable man as Kyle O'Reilly. No slouch is Kyle O'Reilly in the ring, and he deserves a lot of credit for this matchup.
See Cedric Alexander making the sign right there. He wants some gold. This is a hunt for the gold. He says he wants his belt.